G'day, I'm UberGiantsPro and welcome to this concise Yasuo guide. In this video I'm going to teach you what you need to know to play Yasuo mid, as well as how to counter Yasuo if you're versing one. The first thing you need to know about Yasuo is that he's a high risk, high reward champion. He's easy to stuff up, but he has a fairly high skill cap, so he feels great when you outplay someone with an awesome combo. With the runes, build and masteries, I don't want to talk about them too much because they're fairly self-explanatory. Of course you can try other stuff, but this is what I've found to be the best setup for Yasuo. The reason for the 5% crit runes is that with this build it puts you at a neat 100% crit chance. So with laning with Yasuo, there's a couple things you need to keep in mind. Firstly, with skills, you want to start with Steel Tempest, his Q, and max it always because it does the most damage. The only exception to this is if you're versing someone with skill shots in lane like Syndra or Gragas, like in this example, so you can dodge their harass by starting with the dash and dashing to the minions. Never stand still in lane as Yasuo because moving charges up your shield passive, and that's what really gets you through the tough harass lanes. Dashing charges up your passive shield faster because it's calculated by the amount of units you've moved, and it also works with TP and displacements as well. But the other reason you want to keep dashing in lane is because it increases the damage of your dash. In this example, I dash a few times to get my stacks up to 3 before I go into trade with Syndra. So Steel Tempest, Yasuo's Q is either a little stab skill shot, or if you use it while dashing, it's a small spin attack. Every 3 casts you get a knock up on the Q, which turns the stab into a whirlwind, and the spin attack into a spin attack with a knock up, both of which you can use to set up your ult. It's good for farming and it's got a really low cooldown which is reduced by attack speed. It helps to charge your knock up before you engage, like in this example. I block Lee Sin's Q with my wind wall and then dash away and charge my knock up, which I use as a whirlwind, to set up my ult and die as a hero samurai. Alright, so you can close a lot of space with Sweeping Blade's dash, but if you're chasing, it really helps if you have that third Q ready for the knock up. If you don't have 3 stacks of Q ready, like in this example here, you can easily charge it up by using Q when you dash through a minion. Most of Yasuo's kill potential comes from his ult, and you can activate the ult on your own by getting 3 stacks of Q and then using the Q for a whirlwind like in this example here, or by dashing and then using the Q while you dash for a guaranteed knockup like in this example. Make use of your wind wall as well to block any retaliation damage, but in this example here I didn't have to because TF's card was down. One of the things I love most about Yasuo is that he's a great roamer. As soon as you hit level 6 you should be looking to roam, preferably to a lane that sets your ult up. Yasuo combos really well with AoE knockups and teamfights, so that's just another reason the rock works so great with him. Monkey and Cow are all great picks with Yasuo as well, but outside of lane there's literally a ton more champions that Yasuo's ult works with. Almost any displacement or knock-up ability can activate it. Not sure how many of them are intentional, but it even works with things like Vayne's Condemn if you can react fast. This was one of my first games with Yasuo, and I didn't anticipate his ult to work with Lee Sin's ult, and so I bungled it up really bad. But the next time he came back, I learnt from my mistake, which is the important thing, and something I talk a lot about in my other videos. Another cool thing you can do if you're running away is you can run next to a wall and then skirt around them and dash through them to get over the wall. You can do the same thing with jungle creeps, but you might have to stab them over the wall first so they aggro you and you get vision. Alright, how to counter Yasuo. A lot of Yasuo's matchups come down to skill and jungle pressure, so there's not too many champions that counter him directly. It's impossible to go past Riven though because she can outtrade Yasuo with her shield if he ever gets too close, and also she can match his mobility especially if there's not many creeps around. It's worth noting that Riven's wind slash can be blocked by Yasuo's wind wall. Pretty tough to do though. So instead of talking about matchups and counter picks here, here's what you can do to counter Yasuo despite what champion you have. Like all champions, it helps to know what his cooldowns are like and his ability ranges, so it's a good idea to play him yourself a few times. Firstly, you need to be aware of what his knock-up looks like. It makes a special sound effect and he has a glowing aura around him. This makes it easier to know when he's going to go in on you, or you can be ready to dodge the tornado that he's going to send at you. Don't confuse the knockup aura with the shield animation. You can dodge his Q fairly easy by sidestepping tiny bits as it's so short and narrow. Be aware of all the things I told you about in this video, like the bonus damage from consecutive dashes, especially early on. And also be aware that he can't dash the same target for 10 seconds. And be aware of his wind wall and his knockup. Wait. That's all for now. Please follow me on Twitter, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video.